Crossing the equator is more than just a flight. It's a commitment. 15 hours, 2 countries, and the slow shedding of a Canadian winter for the warmth of the South. This time, the journey to Santiago started with a question. Is a business class seat on a shorter, wide-body plane worth the premium? I'm taking you through the full experience, the lounges, the food, and the honest reality of the longest flight I've taken to South America. Our morning began at the Maple Leaf Lounge in Toronto. It's spacious, dependable, and exactly the kind of stillness you need before a 6 a.m. departure. A quick bite of omelette and fresh fruits, and we were off, looking forward to what lay ahead. Stepping onto the first leg, the configuration is a classic 2x2. It feels more like an upgraded lounge chair than a futuristic pod though. At 5 hours and 42 minutes, it's a bit of a light version of business class. No pillows or amenity kits here. The seats were comfortable though. I did spot a speck or two of dirt that felt a bit out of place for a premium cabin, but overall it was a fairly clean cabin. The layout is older, so the buttons are manual and need a bit of a wiggle. But they offer great ergonomic control, including a leg rest and footrest that keeps you nicely elevated. I did find one quirk though. The TV pulls out from the armrest, which is a bit nostalgic to the economy exit rows. But at least there's a dedicated plug for charging. Then came the service. We started with orange juice, served interestingly in a paper cup, but when it came time for breakfast, we hit a snag. By the time the flight attendant reached us in row 9, they had already run out of the savory egg options. You know what the funny part is? The attendant still asked me what I wanted. I mean, you only have 2 options, French toast and an egg. If one of them is not available, why even ask the question? It wasn't much of a choice, and unfortunately the taste didn't make up for the lack of options. The presentation was lovely though. The soul was missing. It was a quiet disappointment, saved only by a croissant, a poached pear, and a glass of champagne to toast to better things ahead. The crew must have seen it in my eyes because they brought out extra nuts, sensing I was still a little hungry. It was an okay start. But wait, don't make up your mind just yet. As we started our descent into Panama, I realized that travel is rarely a straight line. It's a series of reset. If you're enjoying this honest look at the journey, I'd love for you to join the community here. Hit subscribe because next we are heading deep dive into Chile and Peru, and I don't want you to miss a single moment. Touching down in Panama City felt like a reset. we headed straight to the Copa Club. It's a massive, bustling space. The food here was a highlight. Tasty, hot options like chicken, rice, and potatoes. Big, massive machines for coffee and different kinds of sodas. They even have a full stack bar for you to enjoy. We only had a short stay this time, but I knew I'd be seeing a lot more of this lounge on the way back. If leg 1 felt like a light experience, leg 2 to Santiago was the full story. As soon as we boarded the 6.5-hour flight, the difference was clear. Plush pillows, warm blankets, and a proper amenity kit was waiting for us. We were in the first 2 rows this time, so no running out of menu items here. We got water bottles and a golden frog, dark chocolate, a 60% cacao treat that tells a Panama story. It was the sweetest addition. Even the champagne, served in mini flutes this time, felt like a step up. The meal service was a complete 180. We started with a fresh tomato soup and salad that actually had soul. For the mains, I went with the salmon in a rich cream sauce, while my partner had the chicken and rice. Both were flavorful, well-paced, and followed by a chocolate-drizzled ice cream that made the 30,000-foot view even sweeter. This was the business class I was expecting. On the way home, the experience stayed consistent. I finally got my breakfast eggs, but the real highlight was our long layover. On the return trip, we used our layover to actually breathe in Panama City. Thanks to the breezy immigration process for Canadian passports, we stepped out into the heat, found a local cafe, and watch the city pulse before heading back to the Copa Club. The lounge is beautiful. This time, we took a hot shower. And enjoyed a mimosa by the window while watching the airport bustle. A perfect end cap. After some research, I found the secret to Copa. Under 6 hours, it's a streamlined service. Over 6 hours, they pull out all the stops. It's an interesting rule, and I'm curious, have you noticed this on other airlines? At just under $3,000 per person, this wasn't just a flight for me. It was the ability to arrive in South America feeling present and rested rather than depleted. If you're looking for luxury that feels accessible and a way to make the long haul to the south feel like part of the vacation, this is a strong contender. 15 hours later, we were finally crossing the southern hemisphere, and Chile was waiting for us. Next up, I'll show you what that journey led to, from Atacama Desert to Patagonia. See you in Chile. Ciao!